Have you ever watched your grandchild growing up and thought, my goodness, they grow faster than weeds in the garden? One minute, they're wobbling around in diapers, and before you know it, they're sprinting across the playground or asking for seconds at dinner. And while those growth spurts can feel sudden, what's happening inside their little bodies is even more incredible, and it's something we can actually help support in ways that are simple and natural. Now, maybe you're the one packing their lunch a couple times a week, or maybe they raid your fridge every Sunday after church. Either way, you've got a golden opportunity. Because the truth is, growth isn't just about height or outgrowing shoes. It's about strong bones, a sharp mind, a healthy immune system, and the energy to play, learn, and explore. And guess what? The food they eat, and more importantly, the vitamins they're getting, or missing, play a big part in all of that. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 key vitamins children need to grow well and stay healthy, and how you, yes you, can make sure they're getting enough, right from your kitchen or dinner table. These aren't exotic supplements or complicated health fads. They're practical, everyday nutrients that make a big difference. And don't worry, I'll share tips and tricks to make it all doable, even for picky eaters. Let's start with a vitamin you've probably known about since you were a kid yourself, vitamin D. Back then, your parents might have called it the sunshine vitamin, and they were absolutely right. Vitamin D helps kids build strong bones and teeth by helping the body absorb calcium. Without it, bones can become weak or even deformed, especially during those early years of rapid growth. It's also critical for a healthy immune system and can even help regulate mood. Now here's the catch, vitamin D is tough to get from food alone. It's found in small amounts in things like egg yolks, salmon, and fortified milk, but not always enough for growing bodies. And while sunshine does help the body make its own vitamin D, many kids today spend a lot more time indoors than we ever did. Between screen time, school hours, and sunscreen, their little bodies might not be making as much as they need. So, what can you do? If your grandchild drinks milk, check the label to see if it's fortified with vitamin D. That's a start. Eggs, especially when the yolk is eaten, are another great source. If you can make a fun breakfast together, even just once a week, maybe some scrambled eggs and toast with a glass of fortified orange juice, you're already helping. And if they spend time with you on sunny days, encourage a little outdoor play in the morning or late afternoon, when the sun is gentle. Just 15 to 20 minutes of sunshine can make a difference. If you're ever unsure about whether they're getting enough, it's worth having a conversation with their parents or a pediatrician. Sometimes, a small supplement can help, but that's always a decision best made together. Now, let's talk about another powerhouse, vitamin A. This one is like a behind-the-scenes worker. It doesn't get as much attention, but it plays a vital role in supporting vision, skin health, and the immune system. Think about how often kids pick up little germs at school or touch everything they see. Vitamin A helps their bodies defend against those invaders. You'll find vitamin A in colorful fruits and vegetables, carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, even red bell peppers. All those bright, orange and green foods are packed with beta-carotene, which the body turns into vitamin A. If your grandchild is a fan of orange slices or baby carrots, you're in luck. But if they're more on the picky eater side of things, you might have to get a little creative. Try blending cooked carrots or butternut squash into pasta sauce. Or mash sweet potatoes and add a pinch of cinnamon for a naturally sweet side dish. One grandmother I know adds spinach to smoothies and calls it a superpower shake. And the kids love it because she makes it fun. That's the secret, it's not just what you serve, but how you present it. Kids love stories and imagination, so giving their food a name or a superhero twist can work wonders. And speaking of energy and focus, let's move on to the third vitamin, one that often goes unnoticed but is absolutely essential, vitamin B12. This little vitamin is a brain and nerve superstar. It helps with energy production, supports the nervous system, and plays a key role in forming red blood cells. For growing kids, it's crucial for staying energized and focused, especially during those long school days. The thing about B12 is that it mostly comes from animal-based foods. That means meat, dairy, fish, and eggs. If your grandchild eats those foods regularly, they're probably in good shape. But if they're vegetarian, or just going through a phase where they only want peanut butter and crackers, it's something to keep an eye on. A breakfast of scrambled eggs, a slice of cheese, or even a turkey sandwich at lunch can go a long way in supporting their B12 needs. And if you happen to enjoy cooking together, that's a great way to introduce more B12-rich foods without pressure. Let them help you crack the eggs or build their own sandwich. When kids feel like they're part of the process, they're more likely to eat the results, even if it's something new. It's not about making big, dramatic changes overnight. It's about finding small, manageable ways to add more of what they need into the meals and moments you already share. Now that we've looked at vitamin D, A, and B12, let's take a breath here. You might be thinking, am I really doing enough? And the answer is yes, because the fact that you're even watching this, learning, and caring so deeply already puts you miles ahead. The role you play in your grandchild's life isn't just about fun and games. It's about love, support, and passing on the kind of wisdom and care that leaves a lasting impact. Let's keep going, because there's one more vitamin we absolutely need to talk about, and it's one that plays a huge role in keeping children not just healthy, but thriving. Vitamin C. Now, chances are, you've heard about this one since you were a kid. Maybe you were given a chewy orange tablet every morning, or your mother handed you a glass of orange juice the moment you sneezed. And she wasn't wrong. Vitamin C is one of those classic, go-to nutrients for a reason. It helps support the immune system, helps the body heal wounds, and is important for building healthy skin, blood vessels, and bones. But here's what many people don't realize. Children need vitamin C not just during cold season, but all year round. What makes this vitamin so special is that the body doesn't store it for long. It's water-soluble, which means it needs to be replenished regularly. That's why it's so important that kids get enough of it in their daily diet. Luckily, many fruits and vegetables are packed with it, and not just oranges either. Strawberries, bell peppers, kiwis, broccoli, even tomatoes are full of vitamin C. Now, maybe your grandchild isn't thrilled about broccoli on their plate, and that's okay. You don't have to force-feed vegetables to get results. A simple fruit salad with some strawberries, orange slices, and a handful of blueberries is already doing wonders. If they like smoothies, that's another easy win. Blend up a banana with some frozen mango, strawberries, and a splash of orange juice, and you've got yourself a nutrient-packed treat they'll slurp down without hesitation. And if they're the kind of kid who doesn't sit still long enough for meals, sometimes just offering small snacks throughout the day helps. Sliced bell peppers with hummus, apple slices, or even a handful of cut-up pineapple after dinner. It doesn't have to be fancy, just consistent. The thing is, kids' taste buds are always changing. One week they love grapes, and the next week they're too squishy. Don't take it personally. The key is variety and patience. You keep offering, keep trying, and celebrate the wins, no matter how small. Maybe they only take 2 bites of that spinach quesadilla. That's still 2 more than last week. And over time, those tiny victories build real, lasting habits. Now, I want to pause here and say something important. As a grandparent, you might not be in charge of every meal. Maybe you only see your grandchild once or twice a week. Or maybe they spend most of their time with their parents, and you're not sure how much influence you really have. But let me assure you, your influence is bigger than you think. Children pay attention to what we say, but they pay even more attention to what we do. When you snack on fresh fruit, when you choose water over soda, when you share your favorite vegetable recipe, they notice. When you tell them stories about how you grew up eating certain foods or how strong you felt after a healthy meal, they listen. You're not just giving them nutrients. You're giving them a model of health to look up to. And that's something they carry with them long after dinner's over. You also have the power to turn health into something joyful, not a chore or a lecture, but a shared experience. Take them to the farmer's market and let them pick a fruit they've never tried. Grow a few herbs together in a pot on the windowsill. Let them sprinkle the seasoning on their own plate of roasted veggies. Those little moments might seem small, but they build confidence, curiosity, and a positive connection to food. And let's not forget that eating well isn't just about growth in inches, it's about growing minds, too. When kids get the vitamins they need, they're more alert, more focused, and better able to absorb all that learning their brains are soaking up every day. You're not just feeding their bodies, you're fueling their futures. Now, some of you might be thinking, this sounds great, but what if they're already taking a multivitamin? Doesn't that cover it? And it's a good question. While supplements can help fill in the gaps, especially for picky eaters, they aren't a replacement for real food. The body absorbs nutrients best when they come from whole foods, foods that come from the earth, not a factory. Plus, vitamins in food come bundled with other important compounds, like fiber, antioxidants, and minerals that you just can't get from a pill. Think of it this way, a supplement is a little insurance policy, but the real meal? That's where the magic happens. If your grandchild does take a multivitamin, that's perfectly fine. But don't rely on that alone. Focus on making sure they're still getting colorful fruits and vegetables, quality proteins, and healthy fats. Think of each meal or snack as a small opportunity, not to be perfect, but to help them build strong, healthy foundations. And here's the wonderful thing about being part of a child's life at our stage, we've got time. Maybe not all the time in the world, but enough to slow things down, share stories, cook meals with love, and pass down what truly matters. You have wisdom. You have heart. And you have the chance to guide them, not just through what they eat, but how they live. Whether it's teaching them to scramble eggs, passing on your favorite soup recipe, or just sitting together at the kitchen table, you are shaping how they think about health, nourishment, and care. And believe me, they'll remember that. Long after they've outgrown their booster seat or moved on from peanut butter sandwiches, they'll carry the lessons you gave them, lessons that started with love and a few simple, powerful vitamins. Let's keep going, because understanding these nutrients is just the beginning. There's so much more we can do to support their growth, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too. After all, raising a healthy child isn't just about what's on their plate, it's about the life you're helping them build, one day at a time. One day at a time, that's really what this is all about, isn't it? Not perfection, not pressure, but gentle consistency. Small steps, taken with love. We've talked about the essentials, vitamin D, vitamin A, B12, and of course, vitamin C. Each one plays a unique and powerful role in helping children grow strong, stay healthy, and thrive. But now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What does it really mean to raise a healthy child in today's world? The truth is, it's not easy. With so many distractions, processed foods, and fast-paced schedules, it can be tough for parents, and even tougher for grandparents trying to help. Sometimes, it feels like we're competing with bright cereal boxes, endless screen time, and the idea that meals should be quick and convenient rather than nourishing and slow. But this is where your presence becomes so valuable. You don't need to be a nutritionist or cook gourmet meals to make a difference. You just need to be present. To care. To notice. Maybe you spot that your grandchild skips the veggies at dinner, or you hear them say they're too tired to play. Those small observations give you clues. Clues that something in their growing body might need a little extra support. And when you do notice, you act with heart. You make their favorite meal just a bit healthier. You turn snack time into a moment of connection. You ask them how they're feeling, how school is going, and whether they want to help you water the garden or stir the soup. That right there, that's nurturing. That's the real magic. Because at the end of the day, these vitamins we've talked about, D, A, B12, and C, they're not just nutrients. They're opportunities. Opportunities to show your grandchild what care looks like. What it means to take the time to prepare food that fuels the body and the soul. What it means to grow up feeling supported, not just physically but emotionally too. And here's something beautiful to remember, you're not just helping them grow, you're still growing, too. Every time you learn something new about health, every time you try a new recipe or make a conscious choice to nourish your family better, you're showing that growth doesn't stop at any age. If anything, this chapter of life gives you a kind of power that only comes with time, the power to guide with patience, with perspective, and with love. Now, if you're wondering where to start, just keep it simple. Maybe tomorrow you make breakfast together, something with eggs or yogurt. Or you pick out some bright fruits at the store and offer them as a snack. Maybe you invite your grandchild to help in the kitchen or show them how to make a smoothie with spinach they'll barely taste. Small actions, big impact. And if you've been watching this and feeling a little overwhelmed, wondering if you've missed something, or if they're already behind, let that go. Children are resilient. They bounce back quickly. And your care, your attention, your steady presence, that's what matters most. If they're loved, they'll grow strong in more ways than one. So here's what I want you to take with you today. You are an essential part of your grandchild's well-being. Not just through the hugs and bedtime stories, but through the meals, the habits, and the values you pass down. These 4 vitamins, D, A, B12, and C, they're just the beginning. They're the tools. But you're the builder, the teacher, the safe place. And don't underestimate how much your influence matters. You're the quiet anchor that keeps them grounded, the gentle guide who helps them make better choices without even realizing it. You're the one who cheers them on when they try a new food, who explains why sunshine is important, who teaches them that a balanced life includes rest, movement, joy, and care. Before we go, I'd love to hear from you. Have you found any tricks that help your grandkids eat better? Are there family recipes you use to sneak in more veggies or nutrient-rich foods? Maybe a favorite story around mealtime or a little tradition that makes healthy eating feel special. Share it in the comments. We're all learning from each other here, and your experience could inspire someone else. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips, stories, and advice on how to live well at every age, and help your loved ones do the same. You have a beautiful role to play in your grandchild's life, and it's never too late to make that role even richer. So here's to good food, growing minds, and strong bodies, and to the grandparents like you who make it all possible. Here's to living your best life and helping the little ones you love do the same.